Alrighty, gang, welcome back to my Allegiance Nagash Total War Warhammer 3 modded Let's Play. Where I left us off, we had ourselves one heck of a climactic battle, the first of many, I reckon. The hordes of the Ratmen have seen fit to stop the ritual that would ascend Nagash to his former glory. We now have to rely on the beleaguered defenders, the army of Nagash led by his new Tomb King traitor Ioshares, and Archon, Mortarch of Sacrament. We're going to see how well this battle plays out. I am very excited. It is a defensive siege battle, so prepare for a lot of blood on the walls. I will see you all there. Alrighty, gang, welcome to the first defense of the Black Pyramid. The Skaven have answered Nagash's rise to power with a horde of smelly rat men. We're going to see if we can hold. As this battle progresses, the main majority of forces are going to be coming through this left flank and through the center. We have archers on top of the bridge and on top of the walls, laying fire in on the rat hordes as they approach our walls and they try and siege the Black Pyramid. As you can see, they're not having a good time. Arrows aplenty. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to have enough ammunition for all these ratmen that are coming in droves. On the right flank, the enemy's First Lord is going to try and break down the gates while the rest of his men assail the walls. We're going to see how well that turns out for them. I believe the ladders have already reached the walls. On the left flank, we have a varying array of skeleton warriors. Evidently, rats can stab the doors. I don't know, maybe it's the warpstone and the pommels, but I didn't think they'd be able to do damage to the gate, but they are. They are indeed. Once the battle starts, this is a long battle, so I might edit some of this stuff out so we can get, to the nitty-gritty. But apparently their rat dogs can also break down gates. The rats are going to proceed to start climbing the walls. Fortunately for us, that means they're just going to be extra tired when they reach the top, which will be perfect for our beleaguered defenders. Now we're going to have a good time. As their Metastorm is trying to break down the gate, we're going to send our Morghast, Hans Lambda, in, and he's going to start teaching that man no soliciting policies. I'm going to have to land him first. So, an unfortunate cause of CA's battles is when the enemies rout, for whatever reason they decide to rout in the settlement and not outside the settlement. So there's going to be a bit of battling in here in the back lines with our fell bats and with Archon's reinforcements. It's not going to be that big of a deal. It's mostly just hunting down routing units so they don't just back cap our fort. Meanwhile, another wave has reached our lines. They are coming in fast and they are going to do what they can. The Skaven have reached us on the walls. Our skeleton spearmen now answering them with pointy stick and scary lack of jowls. This is a jowlless force. I don't know if the Skaven themselves have jowls. I don't think they can with their little pointy muzzles. But fortunately, our troops are just able to cleave them in twain as soon as they climb up the ladders. And, oh, that's not the ladder. That's the wall decoration. The crenellations, I think, is what they are called. I thought for a minute there the Skaven decided to theme their army by putting snakes on the ladders. Over here is a bit more assailing to be done. Our skeleton swordsmen are having a little bit more difficulty fighting their Skaven clansmen with spears. We're going to see if we can hold this. Fortunately, we got Ushapti down at the base of the wall, ready to answer. Meanwhile, our archers are just having a field day. It is a target-rich environment. They cannot miss. Our Nagash guard as well are having a glorious time just tearing apart their Skaven as they. And now comes the major first wave. They're going to try and get in on the gates. The gates have already been broken, so they're going to just rush into the gap. The Skaven politely wait in turns to climb up the ladders. That's fine with us. These skeleton warriors are having a grand old time stabbing the ratmen as they come up. We're going to have to bring in reinforcements as well to harry the enemy before they overwhelm us. But now, the ultimate battle here at this main gate as the Skaven just try and force their way in. Our bone golems and our wraiths are going to have a grand old time slaughtering these rats to a man. That Master Assassin's no answer to the might of Nagash's hordes. And look at that. The Morghast making one heck of a landing. He is going to rip these Skaven a new tail. He is just brutal. He is going to slay so many rats today. And already the first wave is starting to think they've had enough. The first horde is now finally fled. The Morghast has gotten over 28 kills so far. They have not had any success with breaking through the bone golems and the wraiths and the Morghast. Hans Lambda is having a fun time exterminating these rats. The enemy continues. The enemy continues to siege this particular corner. We will let them. Our bone throwers, this is an indestructible wall, so no matter how much we bombard it or our allies, we are going to continue to do damage against the Skaven as they come up this very narrow pocket. And they will continue to wait patiently one by one. The main battle, though, of course, is right here at the front of the gates. Our Morghast is now trying to take out their assassin. He's going to have a grand old time of it. The Master Assassin is running away for his life. His clansmen are taking the blows for him. Very sneaky. Very thematic. This Morghast is on his own for a bit. He's going to continue to slay the enemies. I believe he has the animations of the Minotaurs in the Beastmen faction, which is fine for us because those are some of the best animations in the game for hordes. He is just going to have a good old time cleaving these Skaven. There he is, his unholy chariot, ready to defend his master's pyramid and the ritual. Look at him go. Any other rats trying to retreat through the settlement are just getting ripped apart by our bone golems. They're standing at the gate, having a grand old time. There's nothing these rats can do to break through this mighty force. The Morghast and Io shares are now sallying out. They're going to take the fight to the enemy. Keep them in the range of our towers. And as they run, he's going to cast his second use of Winds of Death. They're going to manage to run away just in time, but not all of them. Few of them succumbing to the dark magics. We are continuing to defend this wall. Bodies are just piling up. Our bone throwers don't really care who they're hitting. They're just going to continue to slaughter anyone they can. Our Morghast has taken a significant amount of damage. The rats have managed to tear him down a little bit. We're going to have him do a little bit more damage, but we are going to get him out of here. He's going to be mostly picking off the enemy lords. But now Archon himself has arrived onto the battlefield, and look at him siphoning the life out of these rats. Casting his spells. Knocking the heads off of rats. As the horde continues to approach, we summon a unit of skeleton warriors to help us with the routing ratmen. Hopefully going to do enough damage to get those guys running. Archon is not having any of it. He wants to see off the foe himself. He is enraged by the prospect that these lower life forms would dare stand up to his master. The Skaven slaves are doing what they can to peck at him, but it's just not doing anything. He is just too strong. Soul siphoning those assassin rats. As waves come in and waves retreat, We have to be sure to keep our lords from sallying too far out. The archer towers are doing decent enough damage. Skrull is the newest lord to the roster. He's going to try and pick apart Archon the Black, but Archon has physical resist and regeneration. He's going to have a grand old time. We're going to call him back. We're going to try and get our lords back in. The summoned skeleton unit has collapsed. We're going to try and get our boys behind the walls as quickly as we can, but Ioshares just does not care. He is slowly walking his way back. The rats are going to catch up to him and keep him out here. Meanwhile, at the main gate, our bone golems now are seeing to the attack of multiple clans of ratmen. Having a grand old time. Our Morghast is answering that lord who dared try and attack our forces. Not having a grand old time there. Arcstorm Cackle is not going to have a grand old time with Hans Lambda. He's going to tear him a new tail. Now that he's charging, he's going to bury himself in there and just have a grand old time tearing those forces apart. This is his bread and butter. Look at the rats flying. They don't even come up to his legs. He is just having a grand old time with that battle. Meanwhile, Ioshares is still outside of the walls. He is still telling the rats what for. He is worshiping his Lord Nagash with this offering of souls to continue the ritual against the ritual of Ascension to get Nagash back his powers. Meanwhile, the rats are trying to push through our bone golems and Khorne race, but they just do not have an answer. They are not having a good old time. They are just getting slaughtered. They're trying their best. Their masters are more terrifying than the enemy, apparently. And they're going to try and break through, but there's just no chance. Absolutely no chance. Our bone golems already at 200 kills. Our Khorne race already at 150 kills. Ioshares himself at 100 kills, slaying rats with each swing of his sword. It is not a good time to be a clan rat. With the Tomb Scorpion's flank, he has seen off that most recent horde trying to break through the main gate. He is going to continue to sally out, chasing these rats down, not giving them a chance to escape. They have no answer. They've actually got a few Skaven slaves that have managed to climb the wall. We're going to see how well that does for them. We have our Nagash Shark Guard with halberds waiting at the rear. We're going to throw them in the battle here soon. We put in other Nagash Shark Guard, pulling away from the other front. Now these forces are going to join, and it's going to be just a slaughter, an absolute slaughter. Unfortunately, the shade is making it hard to see, but there's not much to leave up to the imagination here. The Skaven are just completely outmatched. Just being flung around, tossed around, ripped apart. They dared to cross Nagash and are now paying for it with their lives. Our Morghast now answering the call, landing in amongst the clan rats that are trying to ascend or assail this position. Ioshares still out in the thick of it, ripping apart rats as he goes. He just does not care. These Skaven slaves can't even scratch his armor. Our bone throwers are continuing to harry the enemy reinforcements as the battle starts drawing to a close. The casualties are insurmountable. 12,000 rats on the field right now, but they're just being drip-fed into the battle. They don't have a chance. Their units are too weak, and our constructs, especially this Tomb Scorpion here, are just too strong for this battle here. Meanwhile, at the main engagement, we have our Morghast now attacking a Master Assassin. That Master Assassin cannot do anything to Hans Lambda. Hans Lambda is going to knock him down and throw him around. It's only his clan rats with spears that are going to keep him from being completely destroyed as he skulks away cowardly, leaving his underlings to accept the fate that he had. Meanwhile, at the breach, we are continuing to have a field day, just slaughtering everybody we can. Our Nagash Shark Guard with halberds have already gotten 75 kills in the last few seconds we've left them. Bone Golems are now up to 300 kills. Khorne race up to 200. They're just having a field day slaughtering all of these creatures as they try and break through. And Archon the Black, again, is sailing into the breach up high above his minions. He is going to slay countless rats with his sword and his staff. Meanwhile, the hordes are fleeing once more. They have no more reinforcements to call on. This is it. As the rest start to retreat, the rats panic, and this is the end of their assault. They're going to flee for their lives. And this has settled it. This is the defense of the Black Pyramid. Nagash will continue his ritual, and we will see the results of that on the campaign map. Thank you for... Alrighty, gang. That was one heck of a battle. 20 plus minutes, hordes of rats. They could not overcome our constructs. Our bone throwers doing nasty damage. Archon's reinforcements not doing so much, but Archon himself racking up 500 plus kills. The Nagash guard of the garrison have definitely earned their keep. Lots and lots of rats were slain today. We're going to take that casualty replenishment rate, I think, because we're going to need it for the next battles that lie ahead. We're going to chase these guys down. We're not going to give them any chance to recuperate and recover. So the very first siege is done with. Skarbrand is still sitting there staring at our gold tip pyramid. The Scheme of Doom! A special warlock engineer has been summoned. That's not good. Hopefully that's not something to do with ours. Ambush foiled, that makes sense. IO shares has definitely earned his pay today. Him sallying out to take the fight to the enemy. His indomitable will as a blade master has definitely earned him some kudos amongst the ranks. And of course, Hans Lambda. You know what? We're going to rename him right now. Hans Lambda. I know that's not how you spell it, but I'll take liberties with that. We're going to give him more health because he took a beating that battle, but it doesn't matter because he gained it all back. Our White King was just there to have a good time. He just enjoyed watching a bunch of rats get slaughtered. We're gonna give... Attend your king, slaves. I think we're gonna give a bunch of levels to Archon chasing down these guys. We're not gonna fight these battles. They're pretty weak. So we're gonna auto-resolve it. They did take out quite... Auto-resolve was not kind to us today. But... Nagash commands. We're gonna focus on slaughtering these rats as quickly as possible in order to... Oh, Winds of Magic. We definitely need that for the upcoming battles. I think that's acceptable for him. What we might end up doing, actually, is swap him out, put Archon into garrison, take IO shares out, give him a bunch of levels, give our army rank ups. Yeah, minimal casualties. You can see the difference in the quality of troops there. Hopefully these extra levels will give our legions some more morale. We're also going to get Winds of Magic power return on this guy, so that way this province will have an insane amount of magic regen, so we can use as many spells as we can summon. We need as many spells as we can summon for this battle. I think we're going to entrust the vast majority of the defense to Archon the Black. I think he can be trusted with Nagash's core army group here. Meanwhile, we're going to give all of these chaff units back to IO share so he can defend the force, since he definitely likes to go out and get the enemy. I alone shall restore Nehekara. kind of on the wrong team if you're going to restore Nehekara, my friend. Nehekara being the other name for Khemri, which of course doesn't exist anymore because Manfred and his shiny bowling head took out Cetra in the battles of the wilderness out here. But after that series of victories, we have a lot of skill points to issue out here. We're going to do that right now. We're going to increase the casualty replenishment rate on our Trader King. We are going to... Okay, calm down, buddy. He is very excited. We're going to get evasion so we can start getting the next tier of spells for Archon, because those vortex spells are going to be great against the hordes. Steinberg von Deal is going to get heroic killing blow. That's going to give him a crap ton of base weapon damage and armor piercing weapon damage for a short period of time, helping him target out enemy lords. My master will so far, we are going to... I want more income from post-battle loot. That'll be most useful, including upkeep. And can we recruit? Can we recruit more? We can. We can. Okay. So I think we're gonna retire the doggos. We don't want to get rid of anything else. We definitely need the archers for the defense, because we were definitely starving for ranged units that battle. Okay. He's an alliteration lover as well, too. We're going to recruit 2 units of Nagash Guard this turn. Don't want to recruit anything here. Skarbrand. I don't know what the AI's done here. I think Skarbrand was just stunned at how well he won last time too. We're not going to put any money into Numas as usual. We're going to check the situation over here in Nagazashar. What do you want? We are definitely going to want a stronger garrison, if you please. Want more archers. Going to raise up some skeleton swordsmen and spearmen, and that will be that garrison done with. We are looking pretty good on income. We're going to start increasing our income as well. Probably start building some recruitment buildings here so we can start getting a better recruitment pool. A bone giant. Okay, that's going to be interesting. I hope we can get that soon. Replenishing troops would be useful. We got Lich Priests. Those might come in handy. Ushabti are definitely going to come in handy. Just recruitment buildings for right now. I think we're going to save the cash, get the growth, save the rest, and that is the very first turn in the summoning ritual. We're going to see what else happens here. Building required necropolis. Alright, so we need to capture Khemri sometime from Manfred. We need to see what we need. More Tark of Night. Is that a mission we can accomplish right now? We can check our active missions from that little button in the bottom right hand corner of the screen. Nagash Rising. Oh, that's from the beginning there. Survive the onslaught. We have 4 more rounds remaining. Can't research anything, can't build anything. We have a ritual we can do. Ooh, this will be useful. For 10 turns, we can get 25% extra income, 15% more casualty replenishment rate, and a crap ton of vampiric corruption, which will cause attrition to enemy armies in our territory, because people don't like the vampires. And attrition represents, like, random troops being lured into bogs by spirit hosts and ghouls and all that stuff coming in to ruin our adversaries' day as they go out camping in our territory, which I would not advise. It's not a smart idea. Alright, Legions of Astrogoth, or Asgore. Oh no. So he's expanding. Or, no, he's not. He just didn't like the ogres. Well, you know, they did come to our land, so we're not going to shed a tear over spilt milk on this one. The Fortress of Vorag. Kind of an unusual settlement there. And this area of the map is called the Badlands. This is where the Chaos Dwarves are. This is on the opposite side of the World's Edge Mountains, is what we had to cross to get to Khemri. World's Edge Mountains being a massive spine of mountain ranges that goes from the north, the blistering north, all the way down to the jungle south. Is that all? I hope that's not it. We're gonna have to wait and see real quick if, okay, calm down. We're gonna have to wait and see if, this is giving us a lot of income. It'd be a shame to lose it. That'd be a massive hit. Maybe we could do something about that in the meantime. I'm feeling kind of confident. I hope the mod has a little bit more to it than me having to click the end turn button 3 more times, but we'll have to wait and see. I think with the amount of attrition... Yeah, with the amount of attrition Skarbrand is suffering, I think he won't be able to resist just a massive swarm. And maybe if we get rid of a few of these units, we can replace them with decent units.
Attend your king, slaves.
Oh, that's not very nice of you, IO Shears. We can't use that terminology anymore. It's 2025. There you go. Legions is a better term. You're learning. We won't have to report you to Karen and HR. End this turn real quick. Oh. Well, maybe Skarbrand just wanted to stare us down while his friends were coming in for the final kill. Frengus. Beware of... Fregnus. Beware of Fregnus. The Kinslayer, I think is what his title was. Let's hope we don't drag in the Ire of Drazoath, because I don't think we have a response yet. The Chaos Dwarves are notorious for their ranged units. They have a lot of Horde units there in front. That's what those orcs were. But their main bread and butter is their rare but ever so powerful ranged units. Uh-oh, what's Volkmar doing? He at war with Manfred. He might be at war with Manfred. We'll have to check. That might be a good idea for us. Excuse me. An excellent opportunity to exploit. Wood Elf faction has died. No love lost. I'm not a big fan of the Wood Elves. We got one of those blood events. Charge bonus to all armies, all factions. Okay. So far, so good. I'm worried about... Oh, man, that's a nasty army right there. Again, more, Godslayer. Fregnus Godslayer. Well, that's unfortunate for us, because after the, end times, once Nagash did his ritual and blew up the world, he ascended to the god of death and undeath. So that's one of his powers right there. But we're gonna try and avoid Fregnus Godslayer. Moxia Humongous. Moxia Humongous.
I have risen.
This isn't the best outlook. New plan. We are going to defend this river crossing. We are going to set up a defensive line here. We're going to get more defensive style units. I think we are going to start recruiting some of the legendary. The Shade Haunts look interesting. Get some of these legendary regiments of renown here. The Doom Riders. We got a magical chariot. The Virion of the Grim has regeneration. Is that just to allies or just to yourself? Vigor Mortis. Okay. So that gives us extra melee defense and attack. Marshlight Lanterns reduces. It's an area hex. That'll be good in a choke point. The Last Journey. Oh my good heavens. So we definitely want that. If we're going to do a choke point battle, we definitely want that. We're going to recruit that. We're going to recruit the Burning Dead. Flaming Skellies are even more dangerous than regular Skellies. They got magic and fire damage. I'm curious to see how well that'll turn out. We're going to see if Moxia Humongous wants to attack us. They got range. And we got the power. We're going to encamp here. Stay on this side of the Blood River that we've created through evil, less scrupulous means. And we are going to end the turn again and see what happens with Khorne. Khorne might be the ultimate disruptor to this ritual. And Poxmakers. Okay. So, Kugath Plague Claw, or Kugath the Plague Master is one of the Nurglite factions. If you don't know, Nurgle is the god of death and decay and also rebirth. He loves plagues and gross stuff. He is a Reddit mod, 6 days past a shower. Not the most pleasant roommate to keep. Hopefully he doesn't decide to turn his ire towards us. But hopefully here, it's been... Oh, Manfred's back, and he's got his skeleton dragon, or undead dragon. Look at that. That is an absolute beast. He might answer the call to arms here, depending on what's going on. We're gonna have to look at the political map mode and see what the Sam Hill is going on here. I know that Volkmar is at war with the Savage Orcs. Savage meaning that they're like even less sophisticated than regular orcs, if that's even possible. Very good, very good, very good, very good. Who are in this? Archon? Ah, building construction. Oh, that's gonna help us out quite a bit. The Wicked Kiss. Enact a blood kiss. Well, we don't have any blood kisses. Blood kisses. Blood kiss meaning turning the event of turning a person or being into a vampire. So now let's look at our diplomatic situation. Drazoath the Ashen does not like us. Hopefully they'll go away. We don't like them either. The Bloody Hands, led by Wurzag, the Great Green Prophet. Yes, the very happy dancing boy. He is making his way up the western flank of ours, which is unfortunate because orcs are a very dangerous enemy to have on our border. You can see there they got 2 bars. One of their game mechanics is Dawa, which is war in the orc tongue. That yellow bar is a secondary army stack. So if they declare a war, it's like a crusade. They choose a settlement they want to claim, and then they gather a bunch of throwaway units that they can add to their army, so every army becomes, after a while, a 40-unit stack, which is terrifying. They definitely have numbers on their side, and numbers are everything. Knights of Kalador are alright with us. Khorne. Khorne is actually at war with Manfred. That is good for us, because that means Manfred is coming to our aid. We might see a lot of battles here in this northern desert. We're going to wait for them to move up before we advance ourselves. We're going to enjoy the fact that we are causing attrition to them. They don't seem to mind it either. The Poxmakers of Nurgle. Yeah, Kugath Plaguefather. He's been isolated to these islands because of his bad breath, but fortunately he stays there. It doesn't look like he is because he took Bitter Bay, which is absolutely terrifying because Kugath's whole faction mechanics is they are very tough to kill. They are very durable, and that's not very good for a faction like ours, which we use our numbers to drain and draw out the enemy in a war of attrition. Our our undead faction's main thing is heavy hitters and mages, and if we can't grind the enemy down to dust through a war of attrition like we have been with our hordes, then we are in a bad way. And it looks like Skarbrand is continuing to sit there staring at us, but his friend Fregnus wants to show us how it's all done. They are now besieging Numos again. Moxia Humongous has come. Oh, Skarbrand has been awakened from his pyramid envy. I don't know exactly what he plans on doing, but he's probably going to take our other province. We're going to have to find an answer to these lovely neighbors of ours. This is going to turn into quite a headache here in a minute. We might start having to save up as much money as we can in order to keep ourselves from going in the red. I don't know why the elves, the Knights of Kalador, have done nothing to answer Drazoath, the Ashen. I guess they're fine with letting the Chaos Dwarves own the Badlands. Honestly, I think they should take themselves back to Ulthuan, I think is the name. Otherwise affectionately known as the Donut. That's where all the High Elves live on like a magical, mystical Atlantis island. I think poor Volkmar the Grim has been defeated. I don't see how he can survive. We finally get military access, so hopefully that'll stop with the relation debuffs, because every time we walk through Manfred's land, we tick him off even more. We're soliciting. He does not like that. We're going to slowly advance with this horde, and we're going to see if we can't help them defeat Khorne, because it's in our best interest to use this horde to defeat Skarbrand. We also need to liberate Numos before they decide to destroy it again. Oh. Well, thank you all for watching. We've completed the campaign. I hope you enjoyed. No, I'm kidding. That means that the ritual has succeeded and Nagash has been unleashed on the lands. If you can't tell, this is Nagash in his final form. He is absolutely terrifying. Oh, we turned old Oftos, the king who descended against us in Numos, into one of our victims, our little unpaid interns. Alright, so now we have to kill 15,000 enemies in battle. We have to go to Castle Drakenhof. We got to destroy the Cult of Sigmar. We've got the Mortarch of Blood enacted. The Black Gates of Nagash. Okay. So we've completed the short victory campaign. We have ascended to godhood, or as close as we can. We're going to put a Phostos in this realm. We're going to get rid of these smaller units. They're not that effective. We're going to give Nagash back his horde. We're going to give Nagash back his horde. Unfortunately, we're going to take Archon to command this horde stack right here. Get the best units in the army. We definitely want spearmen and the skeleton warriors. And IO shares, you served us well, but now you are going to rest for right now. We're going to send him back, get that income back up. Nagash, let's see what lores you have. Oh my goodness. Okay. So we're going to have to spend some time here and look at all these books. So these are all the books in Nagash. He likes to write a lot. He's an inspiring author, sorry. We're going to get campaign movement range off the rip. We want unit experience gain as well. Oh my goodness. Effects below stack with each book unlocked. So every book you get. Alrighty, so first book in Nagash, what do? We're going to get Miscast Chance, Winds of Magic Power Reserve stack, Ward Save, and Ward Save for more Tarks. For the entire faction wide. So, Bounce Spell, Foz Protection, enables flaming attacks for all units in the army, physical resistance for all lords and embedded heroes faction wide. That is good, but not as good as it can be. We have to be limited with our skill points because we have so few of them. Banishment is a good spell. It's a vortex that causes humongous amounts of damage. That's all the second book does, unfortunately. I don't think we need that spell right now. The third book causes the Sekhmet's Incantation, which is a Skull Storm. That's another vortex. Again, does a little bit less damage than Banishment. Allows stock for our Tomb Scorpions in this army. And the fourth book in Nagash. The fourth book does Chilling Aura for all zombie units. What does that mean? Can I see that or no? So Curse of Years is interesting. Reduces melee attack by a lot, and silence. Silence means they're not allowed to cast spells, which honestly it doesn't really matter because for us we're not gonna have to worry about that anyway. With Nagash's other capabilities. Fifth book, real quick. Let's see what you do. Van Hell's Eternal Dance Macabre. That's going to be good for speed and attack, but not necessarily. Duration is infinite. Okay, so these spells have been kicked up quite a bit here. Sixth book is a Soul Blight. Causes the enemy to lose armor piercing damage, and base weapon damage, making them less effective. Enables Frostbite. Not exactly what we're worried about. Eighth book in Nagash, we definitely want that back. The post-battle loot is quintessential for our income. Income from raising settlements, sacking settlements, item drop chance. Yes, we definitely need the eighth book. I think I'm going to get the ninth book because I really like the regeneration ability. And the fact that it adds magic attacks to our Mortarks and Morghast. And then from there, we're going to get Undying Horde for the casualty replenishment rate. We definitely want to have damage per second 1. Soul Eater heals per second. That heals up our entire army. We don't really need that yet. We're going to get the Breath of Darkness because that's going to keep units from falling apart. We want the Grave Call. We're going to get Dark Riders because that cavalry was very useful in the last battle against their hordes of archer units. Fortunately for us, Khorne doesn't have any ranged units really because his whole thing is his army's getting stuck in melee. So now, I think the next part of this is going to be continuing to increase the income upkeep. We're going to move Nagash with Archon. We're going to start answering Khorne here. We're going to hope that the Bloody Hands tribe decides not to go to war with us, which is very futile hope. So we're going to probably bring back... We can't bring back Ioshirs for a couple turns now. But when we do, we're going to bring him back and he's going to garrison that.
Black Tower.
We're going to move up with, not declare war on, move up with Manfred von Karstein, and we're going to see how this ends. We've unlocked a bunch more technologies. We can get Neferata. What does that entail? Upkeep of vampires, Queen of Mysteries, lots of abilities for Lots of abilities for vampires. Like I said in the beginning, we have garrisoned, not in the beginning, but in the last episode, we have fully garrisoned. I believe between this and the garrison army themselves, we now have enough. We are going to start the siphoning of Nagash. That's going to spawn an enemy army to attack us, but hopefully that 40 units is going to be enough to repel them. We're going to end turn now. Alrighty, so, I don't see how we'll be able to defeat this horde. We're just going to be at the whims of the Khornates. We're going to auto-resolve this and just accept their fate. They lost about 200 units. They decided to sack us again. Skarbrand, where are you going? Are you going for Qatar? You are. Okay. Yeah, we won't be able to answer that, especially in an open field battle. Skarbrand's just going to have his way with our poor bony boys. That is another settlement sacked. Or razed, in fact. Okay, so you see that symbol right down there? That means that we have to wait 3 turns to reclaim that territory back. We're going to start exacting our revenge on Khorne for his gall here. Because now we have to fight against the clock for our income, because we're starting to lose income with all these settlements that are falling to pieces. We're going to see what Cult of Sigmar is doing. Probably going to try and reclaim their territory back. I guarantee you that's probably their last army. They lost it. Does that mean that Volkmar the Grim is going to perish? We'll see. Manfred, instead of getting involved with that massive army stack, is going to lead his armies north to start attacking their settlements. The AI loves to avoid conflict and just be annoying, it seems. But we're going to see if we can't trigger an ambush. This episode has started to drag on, so I think we're going to stage a battle here. We're going to get a non-aggression pact with the Ghoul Kings of Morgheim. That's one of the settlements we need to claim, so we're going to befriend them. Yep, they stole a ton of money. We are now a ton of money in debt again. We have succeeded in the siphoning. So this location is now going to be at, oh my goodness, and yes it is.
No,
and these are no, oh man.
How? Strange joke.
Well, this might have been a mistake. We're going to see how well we do here.
What? Darkness comes.
We don't have any heroes to recruit.
My
Can we recruit?
calls.
Alright, we're going to recruit better units here real quick before the enemy decides to start attacking our
What do you want?
forces. Now we have a better than zombies garrison, and we're going to have to hope that the actual garrison itself is going to be enough to repel these forces. They have a lot of dangerous units. Storm vermin are nasty, heavily armored. They got a lot of mean stuff against us.
The desolation comes.
Alright, Archon.
Only Khorne commands me. You tempt my wrath.
Yes, I do. I do tempt your wrath quite a bit. We are going to take attrition in our own territory. Why? Is it Khornate corruption? Probably. We're going to have Nagash channeling. We're going to have... Can we set Archon up in ambush? No, we can't. Not in the view of another faction's army. So we're going to set you up in channeling as well. We're going to get as much magic in these armies as we can. We got to upgrade our Morghast. Hans Lambda. Give him more weapon strength. He's going to have to answer all those Khornate. Ooh, man, this is not good. We're going to have to start cutting back on our expenses if we hope to survive all this. No point in repairing anything just yet because they just took out a lot of our income. And turn real quick and see what happens. And they're deciding to attack the settlement again because they just like twisting knife deeper inward to the wound. At least they haven't sacked the settlement or razed the settlement. At least we can be grateful for that. Now they're retreating because they don't like our armies. Now this is going to turn into another Benny Hill episode. We're going to have to catch up to them. We're going to have to defeat this enemy, meet up with our allies in the north, hopefully. And we're going to hope to God that those orcs to our west don't get any funny ideas and decide to take the Black Pyramid while we're gone. And now we're going to also see if that Skaven army decides to siege Nagash. Alright, Olug. We have no quarrel with your people. Good news is Manfred's here to help us out. Wilmar von Karstein. There's a lot of von Karsteins. They've had a lot of cousins. A lot of family gatherings. I would think the von Karstein family was kind of like a Mississippi family reunion. Okay. They've moved, but they haven't engaged us yet. Imminent rebellion, Ash River, that's fine. We expect as much. We're now going to focus on repairing it now that we have an army to substantiate. Gonna put our boy in there.
My master will return.
Can we actually catch them? No, we cannot. Can we set ourselves an ambush? Yes, we can. We are going to... But I don't want the attrition, though. They're going to have a lot of attrition here. We're causing them attrition, too. Non-vampiric armies suffer losses due to attrition. We would lose. But now, if you can see, we have the Black Pyramid following us around, which is our horde building. A lot of recruitment. Oh my, we might take that. An extra 400 bucks? That might be useful. And we'll be able to reclaim Qatar soon. So, we are going to go into debt very soon here.
Sands of time.
This army is suffering attrition.
Dark plans.
I really don't want to, but if we disband... We're gonna have to do some housekeeping here. We got a decent front line, a lot of bone golems. I don't think the carrion riders are gonna be that effective. We definitely want the Viren Grim. We want the Morghast. We want our White King back. We got bone throwers. The archers aren't really that effective in this case. I think Shade Haunts. Unspottable. Ooh, very nice. Alright, Causes Terror. I think we're going to take the Shade Haunts and test those out. Unfortunately, that means the rest of this army is going to get sacked for right now.
Is irrelevant.
That still does not save our income. This is a brutal time to be a undead. Balancing the books is going to be difficult. Yep, that's what I feared. Now we get to chase Khorne around in his mucky, muddy desert. Drazoath is at war with Kugath, Plaguefather. We're going to have to wait and see if Ronan and his Skaven hordes are going to attack Nagash. I hope they lose. Those are some very powerful stacks we have to fight. Now that the AI sees that Khorne's no longer a threat, they're going to start turning their armies other ways. We need to start unifying with Manfred, start allying him. That's going to be our best bet. If we can get Khemri and the other nations on side, or the other settlements of Manfred's, we can get a huge boon to our income, which has been the driving force of this entire campaign. And alright, valiant defeat. The Skaven have attacked. Unfortunately, we've ran out of time for today. I've been going well over the clock recently. We're going to have to save this battle for next time. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what your thoughts are of this campaign, what recommendations you have. And I will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.